What's going on, everybody? So, I finally got Sonic X Shadow Generations, and I have to say, it blew my expectations out of the water and into a different planet. This is probably the best Sonic game I've played in a very, very long time. Shadow Generations is pretty much just like Sonic Generations if you crank up the speed to 10 all the time with even more complicated puzzles and maneuvering through the stages. I feel like Generations was pretty straightforward. I played it for about, I don't know, 10 years, and the stages had consistent puzzles, although there were the Sonic Colors stages which were more complicated. I feel like even so, the Shadow Generations part of Sonic X Shadow Generations, because for some reason in the menu it's split into two different title screens, which is a little confusing to me, but it's pretty awesome that they gave Shadow his own menu, so I do appreciate it. But yes, Shadow Generations is absolutely insane. I am having such a blast with this game, and I'm continuing to go back and play some of the past stages. But the best thing about Shadow Generations is the fact that it's not just a side-scrolling menu screen. You know, the adventure or the hub world where you sift through the stages, go left and right, and then you find some kind of taller stage sometimes. In Shadow Generations, it's not like that. It actually feels like a legitimate action-adventure game, and I've just been enjoying the hell out of it. I think this is actually one of the best Sonic games I've played in recent memory, and I'm also counting Sonic Frontiers. I mean, Shadow Generations hits hard sometimes, and it has some of the best music. It takes all of those edgy stages from the original Sonic Adventure, and let's admit it, Shadow did have the best soundtrack in all of Sonic Adventure 2. And sometimes Shadow Generations feels like a remake of Sonic Adventure 2, or it makes me believe that they are in fact working on a remake of at least Sonic Adventure 2, because sometimes it seemed like Radical Highway wasn't really that present in the game. I mean, it is featured, which I was looking forward to a whole lot, but they did take that stage away, or at least half of it. Instead, it's a 30-second transition into the same stage you've been playing, which makes Shadow Generations a bit stranger than Sonic Generations, because the stage changes opposed to staying just a straightforward recreation of a classic. It seems like Shadow stages aren't considered classics. I still consider Final Rush to be one of the best stages, especially comparing it to Sonic's version. But it was awesome to play that level again, and the soundtrack just hits so hard. I was sitting there for like 2 minutes just listening to it. But Shadow Generations did something that a video game hasn't done in a while. It actually made me enjoy and appreciate games. I actually got lost in the experience, even though I only played it about 30 minutes to 2 hours a week. But it does have a whole lot more content, or at least it feels like it has a lot more content than Sonic Generations at times. The stages sometimes last more than 5 minutes, which I think I hit the 6 minute mark. Besides those 6 minute stages from Shadow Generations, I think the only other longest stage in any 3D Sonic boost game was Sonic Unleashed, which was Eggman Land. But of course, you turn into the Werehog, so it doesn't really count the hour and a half I spent in that stage. I think it could even be shrunken down to 30 minutes if you're just playing Sonic. But that's crazy because Sonic Unleashed has one of the longest final stages in any game, in my opinion. I mean, I don't remember the last time I spent like 3 hours in a final stage besides Metal Gear Solid 5, because it's a stealth game. But going back to Shadow Generations, this game actually adds different elements to Sonic and changes it up. Like at some point you get wings, or like demonic wings for Shadow, and then you could actually hold Y and shoot your chaos spears like it's Panzer Dragoon or some shit. It's actually incredible, and it makes the boss battles that much more engaging, or at least a considerable amount, since you can not only run away and attack with your homing attacks, but you can lock on and target those bosses and shoot them in real time, just like Panzer Dragoon or whenever Tails uses his tornado plane. But yeah, I had an absolute blast with this title, and to me it's a perfect 10 out of 10, included with the original Sonic Generations remastered. But I believe that Shadow Generations isn't using the Havoc engine, it's actually still using the Hedgehog engine, just like Sonic Generations. So they haven't stopped using it, but it is the newest iteration of it, and it does look its absolute best. But yeah, what did you guys think about Shadow Generations? Have you been waiting for it as long as I have? I've been waiting for Sega to appreciate Shadow and how different he can be from Sonic for a very long time, and finally they got their footing. They're not just giving the guy some guns, they're making him have actual powers, which is kind of what Sonic has. So I feel like him using it in a more aggressive way, in a more flashy, unnecessarily gratuitous way is totally Shadow. And especially when you finally get that final grade at the end of the stage and Shadow kind of gets annoyed if you get a C or anything below. But he still tries to play it cool because he's Shadow. And that's what I love about him. Even when he's pissed off, he still tries to play it cool. But yeah, I absolutely love this game, and it is the ultimate celebration of Shadow the Hedgehog before that movie DLC where you can replace his voice with Keanu Reeves. I can't wait for that. I do appreciate the person that's playing him and that has been playing him since Sonic Forces. I think that he is an awesome voice for Shadow, but I would appreciate something a tad bit more deep, just like Keanu Reeves' voice. I mean, obviously I prefer Keanu Reeves over most people, but I can't wait for that DLC, and I can't wait to see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in theaters also. That's going to be amazing because it's pretty much the Sonic Adventure 2 movie that I've been waiting for so long. But yeah, I'll stop talking about this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. Later.